Ha, they say that my rise to the top is long overdue. I'm just trying to cop a 3-star Goku suit. Or better yet, it's in Ketsu that fits over loose. Equipped with a light fiber microphone, my flow the truth. Don't let these haters rule over you like the student council. Cause if they see you making moves, then they'll never doubt you. Keep that scissor blade sharper than a surgeon's scalpel. I'm hungry like a back alley doc eating by the mouthful.
Because I had the mic turned off. So welcome everybody to Let's Pull the Trigger on the podcast where, gosh, I don't even want to know what I want to talk about. Everybody, this episode was weird. So I don't even know what I want to reference on this one. But hey, we're here on the Trigger podcast. This is a weird opening because
everyone has their driver's license.
Yeah, there we go. Everybody has their driver's license. I'm Fire Princess Lily. And I'm joined, as always, by my good friend, Doc Sea Monster. How you doing this week, Doc?
It's fine, just fine. Had a pretty neat week. Little fraught, but not too bad.
Yeah. Nice. What'd you get up to?
Not a lot. Let's see. Over the past couple weeks, I'm about 7 episodes into my next Life as a Villainous. That show is fantastic.
Very good. I still need to finish it.
I finished off another show I had started a while ago, I watched about half of, Game No Life, which has flaws, but I have a weakness for mastermind agonists. So there's some fun side characters too. Let's see. Some writing, some cooking. We're playing an old video game for fun and been enjoying it because things explode in it. Ratchet and Clank, Your Arsenal, which is the 3rd game in the series. Play Ratchet and Clank.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Play a Ratchet. Have you ever played a Ratchet and Clank game?
I played like an hour of I guess the first one on PlayStation 2, and it just, just like with Jack and Daxter, that kind of game just doesn't really interest me too much. I've never finished a Spyro, ever. Just platforming. Yeah. Huh? Are we just having all the issues today?
So they said, cool, like to each his own.
Right. I think we're having.
Can you hear me?
Right there, I heard you. We're having some issues
I'm not talking.
today.
I'm right here.
Okay. All right. What else you get up to?
Lots of nothing, really.
Lots of nothing.
It's been a pretty hello week.
I see. I gotcha. I did lots of working this week. Well, that is to say, I just worked what I normally do plus 2 hours. So that's more than enough work, in my opinion. Anything over 40 is too much, in my opinion. I don't like it. But I did also, do a bunch of other stuff, like finishing Young Justice Season 3. Apparently Season 4 got delayed, and that's too bad, because I really need that. Like, yesterday.
I've not watched Season 3. I was waiting until it was all out.
It is all out.
No, I should watch it sometime.
You should. It's good.
Well, I'm sure it is. I really enjoyed the first 2 seasons a lot.
Yeah. Stuff happens. Lots of stuff happens. I mean, they had the perfect chance to form the Teen Titans on that show, but did not. Nope. They instead formed the Outsiders, which is fine. That's probably a minor spoiler. I'm not telling you when it happens or who it consists of, but I think you'll notice when it happens. And it's like, Yeah, that would have been perfect. That would have been perfect time to say we're the Teen Titans. But no, okay. Um,
I think the show has been intentionally distancing itself comparisons to Teen Titans.
I guess. Um,
I think it's kind of always done that.
yeah. Let's see. But good show. Nice cliffhanger ending for the third season. Considering what they, we'll talk about it, whenever you finish it. But what they focused on at like the very end, it's like, oh, you cannot focus on that, and then make me wait a whole like season for a new season to talk about it. That's not cool. That's not okay. But it keeps me interested. So I mean, it's doing its job. Let's see what else. Wrestling happened like it does every week.
What's going on in the world of wrestling?
Well, they pushed the fight between Brian Cage and Jon Moxley back a week to a event called Fight for the Fallen, which is going to be on TV. You're going to be able to watch it for free, but it's also sort of a charity show for COVID relief, which is pretty cool. Of course, they're pushing it back because Jon Moxley didn't get all the testing he wanted done to make sure that he didn't have the virus, so he decided to push it back another week so he can get a couple more tests done just to make sure that he's absolutely free and clear of the coronavirus. Because his wife have it. His wife has it. So, and he's quarantined from her, but he's also, taking care of her too because he's a good husband. So, he's doing his best. Orange Cassidy has a match this week, this coming week, with Chris Jericho, and it's going to be amazing. Apparently, there are spoilers for the matches this week out there on the internet because they taped this one. AEW has a schedule of where they only tape every 2 weeks. The first week is a live show, and then they tape the following week after that. And then everybody gets like a week off or so, so they're not... So it limits contact between people. Because pandemic.
Right.
Should they be wrestling during a pandemic? No. Do they have a contract with TNT that probably forces them to tape something? Yes. So long as, I mean, at least they're being safe. Like, the difference between WWE and AEW as far as the pandemic goes is that WWE is, well, now they're doing blood tests, but before they were just doing temperature checks, like, and letting people through that way. And that's basically like putting your hand to somebody's forehead and going, yeah, you're probably good. Whereas AEW, since like the start of their filming, once they started, filming live shows again, all the talent has been blood tested. It's like you find out within like 2 minutes, like if somebody has the coronavirus or not, because, blood tests are infinitely more accurate than, say, a forehead temperature check. And so, they've been doing pretty good. They've been spacing people out, Obviously, people are still wrestling, and, that's not necessarily the safest thing. But I think they're doing what they can with what they have to do. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho is going to be really great. This week on wrestling, well, last week, it depends on however you want to view Sunday. Either it's the end of the week or it's the beginning of the week. This previous Wednesday, Chris Jericho was on commentary for most of the night. He didn't do the main event because he got so angry he had to be ushered to the back. Because the match beforehand, Orange Cassidy came to sit out next to the commentators, even though nobody affiliated with Orange Cassidy was in the ring or anything. Normally he'll come out with the best friends. But he sat there and he didn't say anything, which is sort of his thing anyway. But it was just like getting under Chris's skin so bad. He's just sitting there. He's not doing anything, and Chris Jericho is getting so angry. He's getting Alex Jones levels of like rage at Orange Cassidy, who's not doing anything. It all explodes as Orange Cassidy like stands up and slowly kicks over his chair, which causes Jericho to get up from his spot at the announce table and like rush at Cassidy. The two have to be separated in quotation marks, because the only person who needed to be held back is Chris Jericho, where Orange Cassidy just kind of slothed away. It was pretty good. But there were people like in between Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho telling Orange Cassidy, nope, don't go over there. But Orange Cassidy has like no desire to like get any closer to Jericho. Like not in like a fear way. He just like, he can't be bothered. It's really good. Nyla Rose has an announcement this coming Wednesday, and all I know is it's supposed to be really big. Tony Khan, who owns AEW, knows what the big announcement is, and he says that everybody should be really excited for it, which, it's just him maybe as a promoter hyping it, but maybe it's actually something really cool, so I hope that it is. She's going to be in action, which probably means a squash match, but I could watch Nyla Rose do squash matches for an hour straight, honestly, if we're being honest. But yeah, that's what's going on in wrestling right now. A wrestler named Thunder Rosa announced a couple weeks ago that she's starting her own promotion called Mission Pro Wrestling, which is supposed to be an all-women's promotion, so that'll be fun. That'll be neat. I have no idea how that's going to go, or what they're going to do, but I'll be interested in checking it out once they get everything up and running, once the pandemic, chills out.
I hope it goes well.
Yeah,
sure
me
will.
Too. Thunder Rosa's pretty cool. I've watched a couple of her matches on YouTube. She's pretty talented. The only thing I don't like about Thunder Rosa is when other people pronounce her name. Because the commentators are very Caucasian, usually, and they pronounce it Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa. When it's, Thunder Rosa. She's Hispanic. Roll that R. It's not hard. You can do it. I believe in you. Everybody. Rolling R's in Spanish is super easy. It's way better than whatever you have to do in French, which is like hacking up like your H's. Cannot do it.
It's not something everyone can do.
Yeah. I think rolling R's is pretty easy though. And that's it. I think that's everything I did this week. Yep. Did I watch anything new other than that? I've been watching Batman Beyond, and Terry McGinnis is kind of a dick. Other than that, nope. Let's talk about Kill la Kill if you wanna.
Love to.
All right. This week we watched episode 8. I Will Wipe My Own Tears. The first episode in this series to not be 100% horny on Ryuko. It's horny in other places, but not aimed at Ryuko, which is, a break from the norm.
It's true. I mean, it's still the same show. It still can be horny if it wants to be, but it's really a pro Ryuko episode.
Yeah. I have a confession. I have actually not been watching Kill la Kill with everybody else. I've just been following along the episodes when we recorded these episodes. But last night I actually did watch this episode. I had the time to do so because I was alone at work, and so I watched it. And so we'll see how this goes. I'm still gonna follow along with the episode, but I feel like I have a better grip on what's happening because I fucking watched it. But yeah, it's interesting to watch the show when it's still being horny, but it's focused its horny elsewhere than the main protagonist. So we open this episode with Satsuki making an announcement that she's giving the student council system a fresh start. She's announcing the natural selections. But instead of like voting and like picking representatives and stuff like that, in 7 days, anybody who can reach the schoolyard will be, you know, up for consideration for being in the student council and getting that coveted 3-star Goku uniform. Nobody's picking any kind of representatives, like I said before. They are literally all in it for themselves. It's a big fight. Because what else would it be? Huh?
I literally just got the pun. It's Natural's election, but it's Natural's election.
Yeah. So
time watching this series and just got that.
But Sasuke's like, we're closing down the school for 7 days. Everybody can go fight. You know, you fight if so long as you make it back to the schoolyard at the end of the 7th day, you are, you know, you're gonna get chosen. All the background characters, which they just all look the same, of course they do, are super, you know, like jazzed as shit for what's gonna happen.
The thing about the crowd shot is that it mixes like just kind of generic background NPC types, also like standardized goons that Gory has.
Yeah. But yeah, even the Elite Four are they're like, you know, being thrown into this as well because it's a shakeup, quote unquote. Even though we all know, and even Satsuki knows, that at the end we know who's going to be at the end of Sundays. We know who's going to be there. We know who's going to be at the end. Like, come on, like she could have just. She didn't need to do this big, illustrious plan, but then she wouldn't be Satsuki Kirin if she didn't, I suppose. So it's all right. She activates a shield around the student council chamber, so that nobody can, I guess, get at her, which is weird because nobody could take her if she wanted to fight. So I don't.
She wants them fighting each other, not distracted, you know, going after her.
Yeah. Mitsusuki explains that, this is a barrier that nobody's going to be able to get through. Even your Sanketsu would have trouble, Ryuko. And she's like, damn, you know, I was just thinking about going and attacking her. But fuck. And he's like, you know, she's just, you know, ruled herself out by sequestering herself from everybody. And so she's caused anarchy so everybody else fights. And, you know, that's her plan. And Ryuko's like, this is bullshit. I hate this. The Elite Four are just taking a nice casual stroll through the schoolyard, bumping off randos who try to attack them. Because, of course, if they can get the 3-star Goku uniform peeled off one of the Elite Four members, they get to keep it and wear it. Which we do see as they do happen to strip a 2-star uniform off of the sumo captain later. But Gory cuts off from the rest of them, and they're like, did we just hear a fucking car key? And Nanonon's like, yeah, he like just got his license, or maybe it was the blue hair guy who said it. I don't know. But yeah, they all cut off from each other at the end, and we get to see behind them that they have just laid to waste mounds of people who are attacking them like it was nothing. Easy breezy, lemon peasy stroll. We then do cut to the scene where the sumo captain is taken down and his loincloth is stripped from him. But the entire town is in chaos because everybody wants, you know, become a part of the student council. It's a very illustrious prize. The only people who don't seem to be particularly whipped up into frenzy is the Mako household. And even Ryuko's like, wow, you guys are being really fucking calm. And that's like, well, you know, due to the recent incident, we learned that, you know, it doesn't do really good to think of the short term. So we're, you know, trying to think of the long term. To which Montaro's like, yeah, you know, I can let everybody wear themselves out, and then I can go steal their wallets from them when, you know, they're all tired. And his mother does not like it like that. Ryuko asks to borrow the scooter that's in front of the shop, and the dad's like, yeah, I stole that just for you anyway. So Ryoko's gonna go on a trip, but Mako won't let her go alone. She even tightens her grip around Ryoko so that she cannot be removed. She could probably be removed if Ryoko wanted her to be.
Right on the back of the scooter, arms wrapped around your gal pal, very heterosexual.
Well, I mean,
I know that's how you ride. Well, I'm not gonna say what that position is. That is how you ride on the back of a motorcycle or scooter, but still.
Yeah, I mean, that's not necessarily gay, but it's kind of like the squeeze itself is kind of gay. Anyway,
it's a little intimate.
It's a little intimate. They ride off to Ryoko's old house, which of course is still burnt down. And Ryoko's like, this is my old house. And Mako's like, wow, you lived in these burnt out ruins? Fucking, you're poor too. And Ryoko's like, no, it was a regular mansion. It just got burned down. And she's like, so you were rich then? He's like, not exactly. And then we get Ryoko's tragic backstory, which I think we've had before. She explains that her mom died, after she was born. She was sent to go live at an elementary school where she became a delinquent because her dad only had time for science. Well, that's disconcerting. Please don't be broken. So, one of my statues fell down. Anyway, she got called back to her family home 6 months ago, and she discovered, her dad dying because I'm sorry. She discovers her dad dying because he's been stabbed by a scissor blade. And he's like, look, I just wanted you to have a peaceful life, but since I'm going to die, you can fight for me. And if you do, you'll discover probably who killed me. You'll find the other half of this scissor I'm giving you. But it's your choice. It's a cruel fate if you do this, but if you don't, you're never going to find out who killed me. Ryuko, of course, chases after the person who has the other half of the scissor blade, to which Ishin says, no, wait, I still have so much more to tell you. Just as she runs out, the house explodes, taking Ishin and his secrets with him. Bum, bum, bum. Hopefully the recording sounds fine, because I had to, save my statue for my dog. Anyway, Ryuko explains that when they lived apart, she kind of hated him, but when he died, she realized that she didn't actually know anything about him, and she feels, sad about that. She's like, so I wanted to at least find out why he was killed and who killed him, and what he was trying to tell me and what this scissor is. She's like, I want to find those answers. And I want to know why my dad created Sanketsu. And then she transforms, and she busts through the ground to try to get to where she found Sanketsu in the first place. But unlike last time, where there was piles and piles and piles and piles of clothes, everything is just, it's empty. Which Sanketsu assumes is the work of Mitsuki. So we cut to them driving home, and the scooter breaks down. Well, it runs out of gas. Because the gas gauge is broke. It still reads full, even though they're out of gas. Which, I've been in cars like that. It's not fun. It's not fun. But Mako's like, I'm sorry my dad got you a busted scooter, but you're not alone anymore. You've got me, you got my family, we all love you. Your uniform loves you. And Ryo's like, yeah, I know that. So Mako decides, okay, well, this is enough walking. It is time to hitchhike. And as she's trying, a very flamboyant pink Cadillac drives by.
It's like pink with gold trim.
Gold trim. It's very flamboyant. And it flies by, and they suck in the exhaust. They're coughing. They're like, "Hey, watch where you're fucking going, where you're driving." But it backs up, and who could it be? Who else could it be, other than Gory? And Ryoko's like, "Oh, so you come to fight? I'll fight you." And he's like, "Nope, I'm not here to fight you. My fight with you is going to be on the last day of these 7 days. But for now, you got to get in my car because I'm going to give you a ride." And she's like, "What?" He's like, "Look, I am in charge of the disciplinary committee. I'm on the student council. And if I come across any students in, trouble, I'm supposed to help them. So get in the car." And Ryoko's like, no, I'm not going to." But Mako automatically gets in the car. And she's just like, "Oh my god, it's so sparkly, it's so soft, it's so shiny. This is like a brand new car. Come on, Ryuko, let's go for a drive. Let's go, get in." And then we cut to a scene of the car driving along, and Mako singing a song about crashing the car. And Yamagori's like, "Ryuko, could you please get her to fucking stop?" And she's like, "I could not, even if I wanted to." And he's like, "Yeah, you're right. Mako doesn't seem to have any red lights in her life." To which Mako says, "That's right. All my life's traffic lights are always yellow." To which Yamagori says, "Proceeding through life with caution." There's some truth in that. Which, you know what? I don't think that was her message.
Oh.
I think her message was speed up because yellow lights. Which is how a lot of people treat yellow lights. But we never find out. We never find out exactly what she means, because all of a sudden the car is being tailed by another car with the Academy's logo and stuff on it. And Gory's like, "What are they doing passing? This is a no passing zone. This is annoying." The camera pans up to goons in helmets with machine guns, and they start shooting at the car. As it turns out, we'll find out, Gory does do his best to protect his car with his whips. But as we find out, the Airsoft Club and the Automotive Club have merged to form the Automotive Airsoft Club, which is super specific, if you ask me. And Mako's like, I'm sorry, not Mako. Ryoko's like, "So what, they come to fight?" And Gory's like, "Yeah, but not you. They're after me because Micah or Gray proved that no one but you can wear your camway, so nobody's going to come after you at all."
That is a line. This is a line that was pointed out to me by a friend of mine a couple weeks ago. When I was talking to them about the podcast, because of that line and the fact that people can't wear senkets. That is one plot relevant element of filler episode.
I don't consider this a filler episode. It advances the story.
No, not this one. The other one with the.
Oh, I get you. Yeah.
This is a normal ass episode. I think it's a pretty good episode. Like that other one is mostly filler because of that one scene. It's actually relevant to the overarching plot of the series.
Makes sense. I mean, it's not true, but yeah. I mean, the line's not true, but we'll find that out later. Anyway.
We can come back to that later. We'll come back to that later.
Yeah. So anyway, Gory's like, "They're after me, so don't even fucking worry about it." And Ryoko's like, "What? So that's your 3-star uniform?" He's like, "Yeah." We then cut to a guy with a car for a body. This is his 2-star uniform, which is ridiculous. He's like, "Come on, don't you want to fight, Mr. Discipline Committee Chair? Let's go. I want to take your uniform." And Gory's like, "Oh yeah? Do you think you can keep up with my driving skills?" And then he suddenly just spins the car out. He spins the car out real bad. And Gory's like, "Holy shit, what the fuck is going on?" And Ryoko's like, you spun the wheel of the car. What do you think was gonna happen?" He's like, "Do you not know how driving works? Didn't you pass a license test?" Gory wrecks his car. Because he spun it out. But everybody's fine. And Ryuko, and they get surrounded by the Airsoft Automotive Club, and Ryuko stands up and she's like, okay, you know what? You guys think you're hot shit? You want to go? I'll go. And Gamagori's like, you stay out of this because it's not about you. They're after me. So this is my fight. He's like, this is my mistake, so I'll fix it. And they're like, all right, we got you cornered, Gamagori. We're going to get you. He's like, you can cry and you can shout all you want, but we're going to take that uniform from you. To which Gamagori says, it'll take more than likes you to make me cry. And even if I did shed a tear, I would wipe it myself. I would ask no one else to. To which they fire a rocket at him. Which does absolutely nothing. He then transforms to his 3-star uniform, which is the Shackle Regalia. And everybody's like, whoa, he's transforming. To which the club president says, don't let that phase you. Just, keep attacking, keep going. And we never actually get to see a good look at this uniform because it's all kept in shadow. Because they're going to reveal it in the next episode. But, it's real. This is where the episode gets super horny.
Yeah.
Like, uncomfortably so. Like, it's more horny on Maine than it's ever been, if you ask me. Because Gamagori is being shot up by these Airsoft Club members, and he's like, oh, baby, this is the stuff. This is what I've been needing. This is what I want. Yeah, keep going. Keep punishing me. Oh, punish me more. It's very much like that. If you're uncomfortable listening to me say that, imagine older Japanese man saying that, but with a lot of like real lusty tones in his voice. Woof. And he's like, he says he's been a bad boy. Every time he's punished, it's like his heart is being whipped. And I become stronger, just like that day back then. And then we get his backstory about how he met Satsuki. And it is what it is. It's interesting. We cut to a different school whose name I missed and I forget, so it doesn't matter. But there's a group of bullies on a roof, and they're trying to force a weak, nerdy-looking character to jump off a roof. Gamagori intervenes. He's like, "Hey, this is not gonna happen." And the punks are like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna stand there and do nothing." And the nerd's like, "Yeah, Gamagori, just stand there, because if I don't do this, if I don't jump, he's gonna fire my dad." And they're like, "That's right, his dad works for my old man's company." Haha. And
like there's the other who's like her father is the chief of police.
Yeah, the girl next to him was like, "My dad's chief of police, so it doesn't matter if we do something like this because he'll just cover it up for me." And Gamagori's like, "You guys..."
Up.
What? Gamagori's like, "You guys aren't even human." They're like, "Yeah, we're human. We just understand fear, the fear of status and authority. And so we're going to abuse it, basically." And the girl's like, "Yeah, and sacrifice himself for the good of his family. That's the mark of a true human. So go on, do it, jump." And Gamagori's like, "Don't do it," but the kid jumps anyway. And then the bullies laugh. They're like, "How about that, huh? You're all righteous. You could be as righteous as you like, but it doesn't matter because you can't oppose us because my dad owns a company who everybody works for, and her dad's the chief of police. So how about we run the school?" And Gamagori's like, "Oh, damn it." And he has a big screaming moment. He's like, of that damn it, because he's just so distraught that he can't do anything because he knows he can't. But as he's screaming in the background, the nerd who jumped is flying back up through the air, which everybody is sort of shocked about because he keeps bouncing back up. And that's when Satsuki reveals herself. She's like, "Ah, the deluxe trampoline bounces well, doesn't it? Gamagori looks over the side to see, that nerd is being bounced on a trampoline. He grabs him and he's like, no, let go of me. Let me die. If I don't, my dad will be fired. And Satsuki says, hey, you don't have to worry about that because I bought that company. Like, and outs that dude's father. So, nope, not going to happen. And the guy's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you, this is bullshit, right? And the girl's like, yeah, if you keep talking that bullshit, I'll have my dad arrest you. And Satsuki's like, no, because I bought the police too, and he is no longer the captain. Everybody checks their phones, and they're like, oh my god, it's true. And so the girl's like, you know what, this is bullshit, make her suffer, everybody. And all the goons go to head to rush Satsuki, but she absolutely decimates them with a single swipe of her sword. Well, I guess it's not a single swipe. There were a lot of, like, flashes. But it probably could have just been done with a single swipe. Whatever. It would have been cooler. Gamagori is super impressed. By the way, Satsuki in this flashback mentions that she's a first-year middle school student. And at the beginning of this flashback, Gamagori was listed as a third-year middle school student. And we will find out real soon that he is actually 20 and still in high school.
Just hilarious.
But Satsuki says to the goons, like, you know, people like you who abuse their parents' powers to be slimy, I'm not going to stand for that. But Gamagori's like, aren't you just using your parents' influence too? What makes you any different? To which Satsuki says, I'm not abusing that power, I'm taking it for my own. I'm not leeching off it, and that's the difference. We get a really cool scene of her standing tall over the school as she goes through this big speech about making the power her own. And Gamagori is just so impressed. And she's like, it's just a matter of resolve. And she's like, Gamagori, those who lack the resolve are incapable of even wiping away their own tears. And then she walks away. It's very cool. But then go ahead.
This is the second time we get a flashback when Satsuki met one of the Elite Four.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get 2 more of these.
3 more, actually.
3 more. Okay.
We actually get 1 more with Satsuki and Gamagori.
Oh, all right then.
Next episode, though.
Right. Okay, so then we cut back to Gamagori. He was like, that's how I first met Lady Satsuki. He's still getting shot up in his Goku uniform. And he's like, and for 2 years I waited. I waited for her graduation to enroll to a Noji Academy at her side. So he basically quit school for 2 years just to wait for Satsuki to, like, graduate from middle school so that they could go to high school together, which isn't creepy at all. And then we watch his shadow grow, and the way it grows, they're trying real hard not to make it look like a penis, but it still looks like a penis.
I don't think they're trying to do that.
I think they're honestly trying to make it look like it doesn't look like a penis, like, because of some of the weird shapes it takes. But it still kind of looks like a penis. So I think it's intentional on both parts. I think they're unintentionally making it look like a penis, if that makes sense. Anyway, the car club, the Airsoft car club, crashes their cars into Gamagori, and he's like, oh, that's the stuff. Like, he's like, the more I'm punished, the more my harness towers mighty and strong. And Mako says, God, he's just a perverted old man. And he's like, I'm not a pervert. I'm a convert.
That's not perverted. I'm converted.
I'm converted, yeah. He says, the instant I reach my climax, The power that has been building up inside of me will burst out. All at once. And he transforms again. And we get sort of a look at this because, you know, it's black in comparison to the big white background. So we kind of get a look at it, but not an actual look at it. And it's just got, you know, whips exploding everywhere, destroying these students like they're nothing. There's a big explosion. Ryuko's looking on as Gory explains that this is the 3-star uniform Scourge Regalia. He has 2 transformations. And it's just like a bunch of whips just like waving wildly around him. And there's, you know, it looks really menacing, like a sort of like a monster, like beast kind of thing in this lighting. It's pretty cool. Ryuko's like, wow. And Science catches like a Saiyan transformation, huh? But they get gas for their scooter. And Gory's like, hey, you know, just be careful. They say that a picnic's not done until you finally reach home. So, that's nice of him. And Ryuko's like, God, it was not a picnic. And Gory says, well, you know, I'm going to be waiting for you at the on the last day of this whole natural election. And we'll see you then. That's when we're going to fight. We then cut to Hinoji Academy. The shell that has been blocking the student council comes down. It's the 7th day. And Lori tells Sasuke, it is time. She greets the students who made it to the 7th day. And it's, of course, the Elite Four and a bunch of nobodies. Not even like the 2-star uniform guys are here. Oh, and it's also Ryuko. Of course it's Ryuko. But Sasuke's like, congratulations on making it this far, but your battle's only just begun. The last day we're going to have the biggest battle yet, and the end of the results of these results will lead to a new, you know, student council based on these results. And that's when 4 giant pillars, 5 giant pillars explode from the ground as Sasuke explains that the winners of today will be given new 3-star uniforms and become new, you know, student council members. And she's like, whoever stands on the top of these towers, they'll be the ones who are considered for the student council. And Ryuko's like, God, this is like way too fucking much, but fine. And she just charges through everyone. And as she's charging through everyone, we get cut to the other towers raising, and the Elite Four are already on top of them as Ryuko climbs to the top of the 5th tower. Kind of setting up the stage as her tower is a shot from a lower angle than everybody else's tower, making it look shorter. And maybe it is shorter, but I think it's more about the angle. Satsuki's like, yeah, I guess we don't call you guys the Elite Four for nothing. And Nanana's like, yeah, like you had any fucking doubts that we'd be at the top. Come on. But Gory's like, here's the deal, Lady Satsuki. We have a proposition, a new rule for the sudden death runoff election. We, the Elite Four, want to take on Ryuko one at a time, one by one. Can we do that? We all want to fight her. We all really feel, you know, boldly about this. Could we do this? And Sagayama,
yeah.
That guy is like, yeah, we really want this. We want to do this. This other students feel super strongly about this too. And Nana's like, hey, we're all going to fight her anyway. This is just like the best way to do it. And the blue haired guy is like, yeah, this is like the perfect way to like set all this off. And Sasuke's like, yeah, this is great. This is perfect and amusing. And as almost as if she had gathered that that's what they were going to do, because that's what they were going to do. There is a center arena that grows out of the middle of these pillars, and it's labeled as like the natural election polling place. To which Sasuke says the final battle is going to be a King of the Hill battle. She's like, hey Ryuko, if you could beat the Elite Four, if you come out of this victorious, I will tell you all about the death of your father. I'm going to tell you everything that you want to know. And Ryuko's like, what? And then we cut to Gory saying, this is where I'm going to face you in battle, Ryuko. And he jumps to the center platform. And then Ryuko jumps to the center platform after Gory announces that he is Lady Sasuke's unbreakable shield. Ryuko accepts and transforms, which I think this is like the first full transformation we've had in this series in a couple episodes. It's still like sped up a bit, but it actually runs through all the cutscene, which is a little different than how it's been done in like the last couple of episodes. But she transforms and goes right at Gory, and that's how the episode ends. All in all, neat episode. Really, just really weird. The way they did Gory stuff. I'm sorry, it's so weird. It's uncomfortable, but that is what it is, I suppose. That's this anime.
Yeah.
It is horny in Maine.
It is weird, but I think it's still pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
I do like the twist ending this episode. It's like, thought you were watching a magical girl show, but it was I, Shonen Tournament Arc. Because one of the best things about the show is that it does borrow from different genres. Jokes.
Right.
Some good hints at the backstory. Sasuke is very explicit. Make it through this, and I will tell you what you want to know.
Yeah. Super explicit. I'm not going to say what happens, but if I remember correctly what happens, shit goes down, more or less.
We're going to have, like, the fights with the individual...
right, we have the fight with the individual Elite Four.
And, we get, like, the first major plot twist in the show.
Right. Okay.
We are going for 3 episodes of... the episodes aren't one fight per episode. One of them drags on for like an episode and a half, and one of them's only half an episode. Mm-hmm. Like the next 3 episodes are going to be the fights. Episodes? The next round of episodes is just going to be the fights with the Elite Four. They're all pretty interesting. You really get to see the Elite Four cut loose. I like the Elite Four characters, and they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's great. It's all good.
Absolutely. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else to talk about of this episode. It was fun. It had a lot of silly moments. It had a lot of weird moments. But that's the show in a nutshell. One of these days, I'm going to post on Twitter that we will take questions for this show. But I did not do that today. I haven't done that on any of my shows in a while, and it's a problem. We'll see what happens. But yeah, do you have anything else to discuss?
Not particularly, really.
All right. So, Doc, where can people find you if they want to like talk to you about stuff?
I am on Twitter way too much. I am at Dr. C Monster. That is at DRC Monster. Come and see me fights with Hoteps on Twitter.
Ooh.
It was fun.
And
I wasn't,
how do you mean Hotep?
I wasn't gonna start shit with them. I didn't actually start shit with them. I did have a good laugh about it. Secret Egyptian Moorish queen of California and her Griffin army.
Oh, I thought you meant something totally different. And I was about to be like, you shouldn't use that as a non-black person, but okay. All right.
Cult is a cult.
Right. Woof. I thought we were gonna get canceled there for a second. But we're not. You're talking about a game and not okay. Oh my god. Give me a heart attack. Anywhere else?
No, not really.
Cool. You can find me, as always, on Twitter at DatFirePrince, spelled D-A-T. You can find me on the numerous shows I do, including another one with Doc Sea Monster called Pining for the Falls, where we talk about Gravity Falls. It's this, but for Gravity Falls. And one day, maybe Scooby-Doo. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah.
Actually, I think through Gravity Falls at a pretty brisk pace. I think we're up to episode 10.
Maybe. I don't know.
And it's only like a 40 episode series, so we will need something to do after that. So
we will. Of course, we have this until the end of time. So
because has released a new series since we started and announced a new series since we started.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. My soul. Yeah.
I've seen some clips of Brand New Animal. It looks good.
My wife has watched a couple episodes. She says it's really good. I have not watched it yet.
Looking forward to that.
Mostly because I know that I'm going to watch this. We're going to watch it again when we get to that in this podcast. So
when I have some spare time, I'll probably run through it once just to a good idea of the series. I'll do the same for like Gridman. I'm gonna do that for that one show that I don't care about, and
oh no,
and have
you just reminded me that we're gonna have to do that show. I had totally spaced that.
Sorry.
No. Okay, everybody. Until next time. Don't lose your way.
Don't lose your way.
By the intro outro is called Flow Regalia by Richie Branson. And yeah, it's pretty cool. We'll probably I'm gonna keep checking for intros that we can use, and I'll pick the one that I like the best. Anyway, later everybody.
They say that my rise to the top is long overdue. I'm just trying to cop a 3-star Goku suit. A better yet, it's Ketsu that fits over loose. Equipped with a life fiber microphone, my flow the truth. Don't let these haters rule over you like the student council. Cause if they see you making moves, then they'll never doubt you. Keep that scissor blade sharper than a surgeon's scalpel. I'm hungry like a back alley doc eating by the mouthful.